Hello world, Wave Time here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. Now I think it's pretty much time to update my client star because really the iron is not really that up to snuff, so let's just make a bunch of Mobius fuel and see how many we can make. We're going to need, let's see, let's just make the highest upgrade that we can. In fact, let's go like this, and we might be able to have just enough to upgrade it as high as possible. So I'm not really worried about this too much. So let's try this. This will make at least a Zwei. This will make another. And what we'll need is a few more Zweis to get past that hurdle. But we did get 2 Zweis. Let's see, we have 3 extra, so we need 40 more Mobius fuel, which is 10 of these Eternalist fuel. Now, 10 Eternalist fuel, I don't know where we will be able to run into such money, but I think we might be able to just barely scrape by. So, change this. Hopefully my math is actually correct. I don't see why it shouldn't be. It seems to be working thus far. That should be good. Oops, don't want to take those. And one more. Oops. And now just get these remaining ions. We got Zweis. Now upgrade these to a Dre. And for some reason it doesn't have any power in it whatsoever. So we're going to have to upgrade it. Not upgrade it, but fill it through as much as possible with the energy that we have in this Mach 3 relay. Now, this will be able to store a lot of energy. See, it's not even halfway full. Now, the iron could store 50k, so this means that this can store 800k of EMC, which is a lot, and I think it's pretty much going to be enough for us. Now let's see what we have. What I pretty much did was wired up this section, so it seems nice and compact, only 2 layers needed just for this section of the bookcases. Now we're going to need to do a few things. Let's see if I can find any jacketed cable, but I'll keep on talking as if I have any. We're going to, right now this system is only able to get a book from the stash that we currently have. There's no way to add books to it, and there is no way to take books from it. So I'm hoping that we can actually remedy it quite easily. Now what I'm going to do is remedy the second situation right now, taking books from it. So we're going to need another item detector. That won't be too difficult to craft. But basically the logic is going to be, one moment, let me get in here. We'll have a transposer that will be connected. Let's actually just make it very easy to visualize. We'll have a transposer right here. It will be open to the public, and we actually don't really need an item detector if we really think about it. So this transposer will be pretty much, we'll get a NOT gate to go pretty much right on here. Trying to explain as best as I can, but I am failing miserably. Let's just make it easy for us to visualize. Closing there. Sorry, our shop is now closed. Say we'll have some sort of chest right here that pretty much will explain coherently. So currently what this system does is when it's signaled, it'll go through, and then the book will be up there, it'll move up, then it'll move back down, then go down. With this transposer, we'll have an option of taking items out of this system very easily. So we'll just have to open up this transposer, open it up and make it so that, yeah, we'll open up this transposer when we want to take items out of it, and since it'll be the closest destination, it'll go through this. Now, to easily get the books after it's out of the system, we'll just have it go to a chest right here. Either here or over there, it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to need are some more tubes, maybe a NOT gate, and also what we're going to want to do is add things to the system by opening up the channel. Hopefully there's nothing there, but then it'll go up. We'll have to force this system to go up. We'll place a book on the stand, then it'll force its way down. That part isn't that difficult at all. So what we should do is, let's see. Ah, yes, another thing that I have modified was I added a bunch more crafting tables and added all of the basic components and a few logic gates that we will need. Now, I don't have an automatic way to make wafers, so that would be a very easy enterprise to make. So what we should do is start by taking a NOT gate out of the system. I think let's just go with 2 healthy timers and counters and 1 single toggle latch, and I think we should be set. So while this stuff is crafting, I'm going to try to organize my thoughts coherently and cohesively. Yay! Okay, I've finished cannibalizing some of my useless stations. So I have 2 extra I/O expanders, a central processing unit, which we'll have here, I think. Here. We'll just put ribbon cables pretty much everywhere. And our first, we'll have the disk drive also. That will be a requirement. We don't have any 4th boot disk right now, and this monitor I am not going to place yet, and you'll see why soon. So let's put this down. We're going to need that, and also we're going to want to get something that I didn't place in my inventory. Derp, I had them. I seem to never put things in my hotbar, therefore I just forget they're there. Okay, we'll just bring this down so that we'll be able to manually start this entire system through here. I think that'll be plentiful. And let's see, we'll have to bring that, and this will be 1 wire that will go in, but we'll have to have a bundled cable to basically be a mediator. And we'll have to get other colors. So which colors do we want these to be? First, however, we'll have to have this as... yeah, that'll work. We'll just have this as another color that just goes off into the distance. Wait, actually we need a NOT gate there. First, we'll get the NOT gate. Then we'll get this other thing to come down and go like this. And just so you know, this is probably just going to be the final episode before I actually do the coding. The coding isn't going to take too long, so I hope you do not mind my ineptitude in the meantime. There we go. There we go. So this means that it's automatically off, so it won't be on right away. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wires. Let's have this white. White, we'll need 2 wires of orange. And 1 wire of magenta. We probably could have had white wire as that and magenta as the other one because we have a lot of magenta wire, but it doesn't matter too much. Now the thing that I made this thing here for is I want to be able to press a button and allow my computer monitor to come sliding up out of the ground. So that's pretty much going to be another piston machine, which won't be too much effort, but it will just basically be a mirror image of what I have over there. So we'll have to have 4 pistons there, and thus repeaters here, and stuff like that. So let's craft. How many repeaters will we need? 1, 2, possibly 4 repeaters. So repeaters here as well. And let's just barge into this room because we have nothing else to do. Wahaha, okay. Okay, so we'll need a bunch of pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the smooth stone to get it. So I'll get the pistons and 3 repeaters. Be right back. So I heard that you're actually able to use sticky resin for pistons. Yes, okay, that's good. And funny that it's not a brown color instead, but that would probably be a little gruesome. So 4 pistons here. Yeah, fudge. And we'll have 2 pistons going here. Now also, yes, it works. Thank you, LRM. You're the best. No disrespect to you too, Zeno. I'm probably gonna lose my job, aren't I? Anyways, let's orient these the correct way. I think that's right. So what needs to happen is that these get powered before. What is it? Like this, I think I remember it as. We'll need that there. What's the algorithm again? I can probably just peek at my other setup. That's over here. Nah. Okay, so basically it's push, push. No, actually it's this. Okay, that should work. So we just bring this back down and around, unfortunately. I hate you so much. There, there, there. There. There, 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 there. Okay, so supposedly this will work. I just have to test it somehow. Maybe redstone torch. Toggle. And I guess I'll have to pick up you again. Safe to say that works. Okay, got you again. Got rid of you again. Got up into the surface. I'll keep that cobblestone for now, just for simplicity's sake, so I will be able to remember where I left this blasted thing. I hate it so much. And we'll probably have to pretty that up later. Anyways, this is another thing that we'll have to add to the circuit. So what I want is that we'll have a monitor be able to come up and go high up here. So we'll have like the monitor resting right here so that you'll be able to call all of the stuff that you need, etc., without having to, well, without it looking ugly in the end, because we'll want this to be there. We'll want a monitor to control it, but you don't want to go down there, and having a permanent monitor in a place where the book is hidden doesn't really make too much sense. So after I worry about the logic with the hole in the ground, first things first though, we're going to need to get another frame motor contraption, and we'll have to determine how many we'll need. Over there. And we'll probably need to break into this wall just for fun. We'll need to energize this also and give it redstone input. So that's going to be fun. So let's place some frames in this now gutted area. And then we'll be able to see where everything is going to be. Now, I'd like it a lot more if it wasn't in such an enclosed place. So be right back while I solve this little issue that we're having. Okay, with the cramped space that we have because of all of this, and I gotta stop using my pickaxe like that, and I gotta stop placing down random frames because that is becoming annoying. Basically, it looks like right now everything seems to be working. We have our monitor right here, and the frames are placed so that it won't go down anymore if it gets power to it, which won't be a problem. Now, I'm not sure how many frames will be required for this structure, considering it's like one lower or something like that, and that's pretty much something that we'll have to check as we go along. So, let's see. I'll just get this out of the way so that I'll be able to get the actual block that I need to place ready. And that's wired up, and we'll just need to get a few ribbon cables down. We got a few as it is right now. And connect to at least this I/O expander, which will be good for testing purposes. Now let's check. We're going to need some logic, because what will happen is we want to press one button and bring this entire thing up. So let's actually route our logic on this wall so that it won't interfere, well, at least I hope it won't interfere with the rest of it. So I want it to be pushed to activate. So one button should bring up the entire thing. So let's have it as the button, assuming goes up into this way. So there needs to be two separate types of logic. We want the going up and we want the going down. When we press it this way, basically, that might work. So say this is the going up one. So the going up one needs to bring back this so that it, well, basically powers it will be, okay, so let's see. Let's say this is going to be the one that goes up. We'll route to this. That means when this is powered, this is unpowered, and this needs to be unpowered in order for this logic to work. There we go. So it's closed. Currently, at least it's working. Okay. So that's good. We'll probably want to have some sort of colored wire so we can cross it, but it's good as it stands right now. So what we're going to want to do is then get our timer and our counter. So pretty much when this turns on, we'll want the counter to activate once, and we'll want the timer to go a bunch of times. So this seems good, and let's start with 5 to basically test if it will work. And I think we'll go with the standard 0.8. And which color wire shall we go? Let's go with a black wire for going up. That seems adequate. Then we'll route this to the up motor, which will be this one. Now, the down motor will be activated through this by this counter that will be right here. And let's turn that off so that we can activate this well. That seems to have flipped some out. Anyways, okay, that works. And we're going to need to get those cover strips here so that the timer that goes here isn't activated by any of that. Now we're going to need to shift click and turn it over twice so that that works. Now this color I think we'll have as white. I'm not racist at all, and it should not be connected there. Now this color here I think we'll have it as for this one, we'll have it as like magenta, so that should work, and we'll have some bundled cabling to bring everything else around. So magenta, going here, down, and around, and there. So magenta is working. We're going to need to now get some bundled cables to attach them together. Some bundled here, here, and we'll need to get a bundle there so that we can route this around. I think that works. And then we'll have to have just going up like that, and we'll need another cover, and thus get the white wire down. Okay, I think this is pretty much going to be good to go. Now let's see. Turn that to increment of 5, and that should work. That is also 5, so now all that we'll need to do is route the button, but that will just be a simple matter. What we should do is test it with a button that we will have. That is a pressure plate. Pressure plate would work, though it's not what we're looking for. Oops, we forgot one simple thing. There we go. So now it's considered up, and this will bring it down. And now it's considered down. So we'll just have to cover this up and get some blue electric power to the system. So maybe just feed off of this. Maybe go underground instead, because I want this to be as pretty as possible. That would be fun. Okay, I've got the system ready and powered, and I'm just going to test it for any glitches. So let's try. Okay, it went 5 times. Let's see how it looks like at the top. Change. And we got computer. Doesn't exactly look the most user-friendly currently, but let's get this here. Maybe if we limit it to 4 times, that would be perfect. 5 looks a little creepy, honestly. Then again, if we do this, doesn't look too bad. But let's put it down, change it to 4, and test again. So bring it down. And it doesn't seem to work. Oh. Ew. That's a problem. Well, it's because we don't have something very important right here. Let's actually do that right now. And also, by putting those there, and we had a cover there, it made it inoperable. So let's put these here. And put something that I'll need to get. Wires. Now that we actually have these, we can probably put them on. And it might not kill us right away. So let's flip it back, bringing it down slowly. There we go. There we go indeed. So it's working. We can't really access the computer right now. That, small price to pay. But what we can do is when it's at its highest position, which we'll bring it to now. That's pretty high, actually. Is there any way to access that ribbon cable? Only that way, huh? Okay, what we'll need to do is just, when it's at its highest point, it will just ribbon cable down. And probably has to go through a bit. How do I get out of here? No, I is trapped. I is trapped in my own wrongdoing. Or something like that. I have no clue. So we'll have this go up. And if I had an actual plan, I'd probably let you know, but considering that I haven't said anything, yeah, you can tell I don't exactly have the most foolproof plan. So let's get this. These go here. And now the computer can access the monitor. So let's just... we don't have anything to boot from currently, but that's not too difficult of a business. We'll just have to get a fourth boot disk, which, if I remember correctly, is in our white alchemy bag. That's a Mach 3, and there we go. Did you know that fourth boot disks can actually spawn in dungeons? Yeah, I didn't know either. So, this seems good. All we'll need to do is route this thing up and away, going for a button that will actually place upstairs instead of here. Now, that was a stupid thing to do. Now, if you really wanted to, you could access it right here, and as you see, we can actually get to the stuff. Now, the problem is, by accessing it here, you'd have to instead do this, which I guess works. Doesn't really matter. Only one of them is connecting at a time, so oh well. So let's just, I'm just going to route this button so that it goes up to the top, maybe some special place, special secret place. You know, a giant sign that says, "Press me," or something like that. Okay, after a little remodeling and stuff like that, I've got a nice little fancy button, which is not very visible, so if this person who somehow winds up in your age wants to get out and just sees this empty room with nothing suspicious in it at all, maybe the person who was building this just decided, hey, I just want an empty room for whatever, they'll just walk around, see that there's nothing, but the clever eye will see this button, when pressed, will bring out a computer for your Nexus. Nice little terminal and everything. Good thing it isn't a Mac. Now, we can probably do a bit more editing, but currently all that's left is to code this bad boy. I think that's pretty much all that's left. Maybe we can make some more use for this other than just for that computer. Because kind of tacky just having the computer and nothing else. Maybe we can have some decorations like sugarcane. That might give a good use for this area. Now, one last thing that we can actually take care of is, instead of just doing the coding stuff and doing a whole frenzy about it and whatnot, what we can do is just tube this into an alternate area where all of the, basically the chest full of the linking books that we'll have will just go here. So, you know, plunk down a chest right here, bring down the tubes way over here. It might be a slow process with accelerators, though it's not like you're going to just want to get it, then just run off or something like that. So just get this out of the way. Do we have any of those fancy covers left? No. One will do. There, so now when we just get a chest, we'll be able to have that as a good place for a book. Now, let's try to make it a bit fancy, and instead of just having a chest, maybe we can have a chest full of miscellaneous goods, so if this secret Nexus building ever is found, they might not necessarily find the secret Nexus within it. So we'll just need to do we have an alchemical chest anywhere whatsoever in our system? Alchemical chest, I think we have enough. So get this, maybe just throw some odds and ends when we get to it. So run over there, and when we plonk this down right on top of it, You can just have some odds and ends, so maybe think this is just an unfinished storage building since, hey, it's not likely someone will find this little button that I can't actually see easily. From a distance, you can't see any sort of button. You just really have to be looking for it. Well, next episode we're going to do pretty much all of the coding and hopefully get all of that done in one episode. I have a vague idea of how I want to do the 3 major words which we'll be doing. Let's see. We'll have the call word, which will be the easiest, which will feature taking an item depending on the IO expander, taking a book rather. It'll go down the system, be detected, go up, down, then go back in a specific time frame with this. Number 2 will be the call and take one, which will just bring it up for inspection just in case it might be the wrong one. Then it'll send it back to here. And finally, there will be the send to location one, which will basically bring the linking book up. We'll place our book that we'll want to send. Then it'll go back down, take the book, send it into the system to the desired location. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Maybe if I get really fancy, I'll be able to put an array in there. Wave time here. Signing off. Have a wonderful day.